grant. Do we have any further questions for Maria Dewar before we discuss possible matches?
I don't.
Councilman Hunter, anything?
I appreciate you putting that together, Maria, and
Thank you.
recognizing the short timeline. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do have one question because, say we go with a short match. Can we be verified that it won't go above that? We'll just pull back from some of the areas identified
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
order to meet it.
We
So
would-
whatever we approve is the budget and that it will not exceed that?
That's always the case with,
Okay.
yeah.
So are you going to put a not to exceed amount in here, or
I-
10,000?
Is that already, would not to exceed already be included with our match, or would we need to have that in the language?
I mean,
for
if
the
you want to
resolution?
put in not to exceed, you certainly can, but it should be the match portion.
Can we make this, there's a Kyle question, can we make this contingent on reviewing the budget as well? Because we're kind of like, we're trying to rush and we're trying to there, but we don't know what it, like, it's just a lot of like weird moving pieces. Because you got to mention the budget's not done, so we approve the match and then like,
Yeah, the application is not done yet. It's
Yeah.
due July 8th.
yep. But even the budget of like, was it,
Right.
But the budget's based on what amount we would potentially agree to match. So the budget comes down to, what are we going to decide? Do we want to put $7,500 as the amount to give extra match so that we can maximize our return and maximize the points on the grant?
and then what,
And then the budget would be built around that amount.
and for all these, do we know for all these properties, how much it would cost to put plants at all of them? Would that be, if we approve $20,000, would that cover plants at all these properties, or would $10,000 cover just all? We got to pick a number, but trying to figure out how much does that number cover of these? I think there's 8 properties.
Seven.
Sorry, I was close, 7. But like, do we know like what it costs about per property?
At this time, no.
Okay.
I guess there's a difference between the cost of the project and the cost of the match, because isn't there? Because the cost could be, I don't know, the cost can be
30?
$30,000, could be 20, it
That's
could
why we
be
need a not to
50.
exceed amount on here.
Yeah, and
And to your point,
And then
it's-
I'm
then-
happy to put a not to exceed
Yeah,
amount
there's
in
no
there.
reason-
There's no reason
but
not
we
to.
have to also include what our match percentage is going to be, 50 or 75, correct?
Correct. That's the part.
So
of
I'm
it.
not in favor of 75 for a point. That's just my opinion. And I know your timeline is short. I don't know why. But the more information, and I appreciate everything you did. I had some questions for you the other day, and I appreciate everything that you've done with respect to this and the grants as a whole. It's just more beneficial. I'm sure you would agree. The more information that you can provide to the board from a monetary standpoint, it's always beneficial from a decision-making standpoint. Because there's some people that are very fiscally conservative that look at these numbers and other numbers, that if the more information we have from a dollar standpoint, the better it is for us.
What else think, John, just like a little more information ahead of time. I met a resident earlier who's gone now. He mentioned he came tonight because he saw the post on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when did you see the post on Facebook? He's like, 4:00. I'm like, well, I didn't learn about this until 5. We're like, so like, okay, at least the residents knew at 4, but we knew later. Now we're trying to figure that. It's just, I understand the time crunch.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. There's been a number of resolutions that have gotten voted down because we didn't have the information with enough time to do a proper evaluation. And that's what we're trying to get away from.
Yeah.
The more information as early as possible that the board members can get, the better the decision-making process is going to be.
So we've got the
Which I'm going to interrupt real quick. Ideally, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I prefer to have a full plan ready. I actually prefer to have the application pretty much ready to hit send
Yep,
before I come to you for a resolution.
you do, 100%. I agree 100% with what you're saying. I am casting no
And that is
blame on you whatsoever. You're
And
doing the
there's
best you
actually
can.
no one to blame for this, honestly. It's a pilot program. It was announced at the end of May. We had We attended a virtual workshop about it. The original due date was June 18th for projects applications, and we decided as a group not to do it.
Okay.
But because of the opening and how it aligned with an actual board meeting, because the June 18th one, it didn't align with anything to get any kind of approvals. So sometimes in the grant world, you do have to act fast, and you do have to sometimes fly by the seat of your pants, which is what happened with a few other prior grants in the past. And we've made them happen, and we did, and we submitted, and we're still hoping for the best. But it does sometimes occur. And I would hope that the board, with our track record of grants, would, I don't want to say recognize, but I do mean recognize that we are stewards of our finances when it comes to grants. The amount of state paperwork that I have to do to show that we're fiscally responsible with the grant money, where it went, what penny was spent to it's unreal the amount of paperwork that I do for any grant. So
I agree with you 100%. And you do a very good job. And because some of the questions I was asking you were, from a fiscal standpoint, and I was a little confused as to how these different departments, those transactions take place. And you very simply explained to me, there's a budget line item and it gets charged to that budget line item. So, your knowledge and expertise in these grants is significant and an asset to the town, 100%. And I understand that you had a difficult time from a timeline standpoint. I just want to make the point that we have to make the decision to vote one way or another. More information of that fact, and your history with presentations show that. So thank you for that.
No, and I do want to point out that, Maria, we did, when the grant got extended, we did discuss it, and I asked if you still wanted to proceed on the short time frame.
yeah,
And do you still feel that this is a worthwhile grant? Because you've put in a lot of work,
I
and
still
I
think
it's great.
that it would, a lot of citizens would be ecstatic that this is happening. They wouldn't be looking out their windows at tall grass. They wouldn't be driving by roadsides thinking that Webster's unkept because we haven't mowed properly. It would solve a lot of dissatisfaction that I'm receiving on the phone.
Well, that's good to know. And I think just, even a little retrospect, a little communication could have went a long ways of like, hey, we're going to do this. Hey, board, we're going to grant for the community action for planting. Because even like today, like until the gentleman told me like, oh, okay, this is, we were kind of wondering like what it was for. Was just a generic thing or overall. But I mean, I agree with you. Like we're trying to do the best we can in a difficult time frame, but just a little communication can help. Because now we're all trying to like learn about this live, and you see the confusion it's causing.
Aesthetically, I agree 100%, Maria.
So
It'll solve a lot of problems.
would you be more in favor? You'd be more in favor for the minimum match then, not
Correct.
just for a point.
Correct.
I would accept that, and I would agree that that would probably be the best course of action.
And the minimum match was,
$5,000. So we would not be exceeding $5,000 out of pocket.
So the
So in
resolution,
total, the budget would be 15,000.
Correct.
so the resolution would be to approve an application for funding of $10,000 with a match of 50%.
Emery, does this give Jean enough time to do that in a week?
I'm actually doing this application because it's a smaller application.
Okay, so does that give you enough time to physically?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Then I will move that we authorize town staff to submit an application for the Monroe County Community Climate Action Fund Pilot Program grant requesting $10,000 with a $5,000 local match.
Second.
Supervisor Sheldon,
Aye.
Councilman Hunter,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright,
aye.
Councilman Wagner.
Aye.
All right. Up next, another lovely grant from our workshop last week, looking